Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you my seed starting setup. So I got this last year and set it up and I really like it the way I have it. So I'll go through all of the elements and I'll also include links below to each of these elements so that you can just click and have it yourself and just need to set it up. Now if you're looking at all of this and it's going to be cost prohibitive for you to do, I also have this set up. This is what I started with. So each of these little clip-on lights are programmable, and I just bend them all over so that they cover my seeds, and they've actually worked great. So this is where I've been doing my dahlias now, and it's plenty of light for them, so there's nothing wrong with doing it this way too. And this is just a folding card table that I have. So that's definitely an option, especially if you're just starting out and the big setup is cost prohibitive for you. I'm going to start by showing you the lights. I have these plugged into a smart plug that has an app to my phone that I can control the timing of it. That makes it really easy to set it and forget it, or easy to make changes if you need to. You can also hit that power button on the side to turn it on or off. So then this is just a basic 1 to 3 plug, because I have 2 sets of lights that I set up here. So mine, I have the bottom 2 hooked up as 1 plug and the top 2 set up as 1 plug so that I can have just half on at a time if I want to. This is another style timer that you can find, and it works good, but it gets a little bit off, which drove me nuts. So I really like the smart timer because it's always on the right time, but this is a little bit more cost effective and will get the job done too. So from the wall plug, I have it going to the top of the first 2 sets that are on the bottom here. And then these 2 lights are daisy chained together. So I'll show you the other side, and then those 2 are chained together as well. So each light bar, so I have 3 on each level, needs to have power to it. So if we go on this other side here, the way I hooked up the bottom here is that this middle one is chained to there. So you just have to make sure that you're looping all of your lights together and that it goes down to the other one if you don't want to have separate lights. So that's how I hooked mine together. Hopefully that makes sense. So each of these elements came with this light set, including these little clip-on mounting hardware. So my husband cut me this 3/4 inch PVC pipe and mounted these little clips into here so then we can just snap them on. So this is actually adjustable. It could slide in or out depending on what you need. So that was, this was something extra that we had to get, was this PVC pipe. And that's because we obviously weren't attaching it to the ceiling, which is what these are made for, but we wanted to run this cord through. So I just have mine. It starts down here, it's tied, so I can change this length at any time. Because when you start your seeds, you want it to be only a couple inches above the seedlings. So they can be lowered, which is the position they're in now, or they can be high, like the bottom is here, to be able to fit what you need. So if I pull on this here, it pulls it up. So I have it looped here, run through here, then back here, I have it up, around, it goes all the way across, it loops around again, and then it goes down into this one, and then I have it tied right there. So when I adjust these, let me see here, so I pull this up, but then I also have to take the slack out of that side, and that takes 2 hands, so I can't show you right now, but it's really easy to do because you only have to adjust it a few times for seed starting, but that gives you a lot more flexibility. You could just mount these at the top, but your seedlings will get stretched out because their light source is so far away. So also with these lights, they are LEDs, and like I said, I'll put the link below, but they have worked awesome for this. And mine here, I just have the 3. I probably would have put this one a little bit farther out because my containers come out to here. So there is, as you can see, like a little bit of a gap here. So that's one thing maybe I would adjust, is put that light farther out. You can also get reflective backing and basically like wrap this in that, but I did not find that was necessary for what I have here. Here's a better example of what I mean. So this top light coming straight down was inside a little bit, and there is some flexibility in these. I usually pull them as far over as they can be. So just watch out for that when you are setting up your lights. My lights are spaced 5.5 inches on center apart on here. The next element I'll talk about is the shelving here. And I'll put a link down below again to what I have here. So you just want to make sure that you can get your seed trays on it for the depth. So you could get a smaller depth one and just have less seed trays. You can see how that looks there. So there are some flexibilities depending on what trays you have, what shelving is going to work. I really like this one, and I put the 4 at even spacing. You could put them at different spacing. These are really flexible. So I think that's it on that. I did just measure, and my shelves are 18 inches apart. And that was just dividing the max height over the spaces that I had available. This one at the bottom is at the lowest one possible. Might have been able to not even put that lowest one on, which probably would have been a lot easier to clean under it because dirt gets everywhere when you're seed starting. The next element to consider is what trays you're going to use for seed starting. I've found that the 72 space are usually pretty good for everything you need. Some of them don't need this big of spacing, and some of them you're going to want bigger spacing depending on the plant. And that kind of comes from experience, and I'll be doing a lot of future videos on what I'm choosing to start each seed type in. So this first one is, I think, like the standard depth. So this fits in here super nice. But once you get seeds and stuff in here to bottom water, you have to pull this up. And that gets really tough in getting the water in here. So although I like this for stability, it is an obstacle to water around. So I also have some of these lower ones, which I believe are germination trays. Is like their design purpose, but I love them for watering because you can actually see in there to see how much water is in there, and it's really easy to be able to water in there without trying to pick things up and not spill dirt and tip things over and just cause a mess. So this is my preference, but there's also these thicker ones. I also do for seed starting like these detachable trays, because when you're planting out, you can just take a little pack and plant them out. And this is like what most greenhouses have too. So like, you know, you'll buy a 4-pack of something. So, and I am reusing a lot of mine from last year. The standard practice is to bleach them, so I'll probably be doing that before I seed start 2, and then I do have some new ones too for this year. So the renewable way, I guess, giving a second life to this one-use plastic is the salad greens that I like come in these plastic containers. So I'm going to be using these for winter sowing, and I have some smaller ones too. But last year I did some seed starting in them. I did my onions and my sweet peas in them. So I just poked holes in the bottom. These little covers then work as a humidity dome. Once you get germination on it, you can just take this totally off and you have a nice little tray. I mean, they're deep enough and everything, so you would just need something under it to catch the water. But these were great, and obviously they were free, so that's my plan this year too, to use some more of those. I do also have some of these standard humidity domes. I think they're great because you don't have to worry about stuff drying out. So I do just have a few of these as well because you don't need a whole lot, even if you're starting a lot of seeds, because you're starting stuff at different times. And it's usually only a week, maybe even a few days that you need them. I do also have some seed starting heat mats, which are programmable to whatever temperature you want them to be at. So my tips on using these is if you can get foam insulation to put under them to retain the heat so it's not just dispersing into the air, they're going to be a lot more efficient. I did use these to start a few things because there are some seeds that are very sensitive to seed starting temp, and this is an unfinished part of my house, so the heating isn't the best. This is my soil filling station. So I put my soil in here to wet it down because it's very dry usually and hydrophobic. So I put it in here, squish it all around to get it wet. And I have my little scoop here. So then I'll just put my tray across it, and that has been working really well. I also have a garbage can up here with soil in it just for better keeping. And then this is my favorite soil that I've been using. It is kind of hard to find sometimes. They are a large brick that has been compressed, so you get a lot in one block, which is really nice. One other element to my seed starting is I've been sprinkling some vermiculite on top to help with moisture, and it seems to be helping, so I think I'm going to continue that. This bag has lasted me 2 years already, so a little bit goes a long way. This is Oliver. He came to say hi. For watering your seedlings, before they are really well established, I do this little misting deal. I have another brand that I like a little bit better, so I'll try to link that one instead of this one, but this one works fine. It's just like, it doesn't get the bottom part, so it feels like you're constantly refilling it. And then I just use recycled or repurposed milk jugs for the rest of my watering when I start bottom watering, because I need a lot more volume. And that works good because if you fill it up and you don't use it all, you can put the cap back on and just leave it by your seedlings. I think the last element I want to talk to you about is air circulation. And this is so important. So I actually have a big just standing tall fan that oscillates that I use, but I got these and I'm going to be hooking them up this year. So these are just little computer fans. So I'm going to hang these in each of the little cells here to just keep more air flowing. Reduces mold. It makes the seedlings a lot stronger, and it acclimates them better to the conditions that they're going to see outside. So that is definitely not something to overlook. I hope I covered everything to get you starting seeds in your own home. And if you have any questions, please let me know. This is something that gives me brightness and light in the dark winter days, so helping you to get started in it too will bring me joy as well. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have issues, and good luck and take care.